Hey, hey, it's Friday morning and we're ready to rock and roll here for Friday. I'm still setting up all the pieces on the parts. That's why I'm still looking down. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Uh huh. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Let's go with this. Get ourselves together for today. Today is OPEX Day. OPEX Day. And on OPEX Day, you can expect all the foolishness. Just so you know, all the foolishness happens on OPEX Day. Okay? Okay. Just so you know, it can be foolish. Now, sometimes you expect foolishness and then there is none. But it's better that you expect foolishness and have none than you expect none and there be bananas, right? You'd rather have there be an expectation and then there is none then you have, you chilling thinking all is well, only to find out that there's some stuff going on, right? Definitely, definitely, definitely. Okay, here we go. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, look at Ward. Ward made it in here first. Julie, I meant to send you a message. I'm going to do that. I'm going to send you a message when this is over. Got to send you a message when this is over. Because I was going to talk to you about some things yesterday. Had some things I was going to talk to you about yesterday. Julie, Melissa. Hey, Melissa. Thank you for your message that was in the chat. And we'll talk about it a little bit more as I continue. Hey, Janae. Janae, thank you. Janae was there to talk me off the ledge yesterday because your girl was ready to jump off and revenge trade. But we talked it through. It actually worked out where it probably would have been all right. But you know what? I have to make good, sound leadership decisions. I cannot decide. Sometimes I'm the cruise ship, and sometimes I'm the speedboat. And I have to remember when I'm which. Which is which, because sometimes I want to be which, and I got to remember I'm not which all the time. Sometimes I'm a speedboat, and sometimes, or a jet ski. Sometimes I'm a jet ski, but sometimes I'm a cruise ship, right? I have to remember to stay in cruise ship mode or in jet ski mode. I have to tell myself, okay, in this place, you're a cruise ship. Over here, you're a jet ski. Got to keep them situated. Got to keep things situated, okay? So, it's always good though. I think it is very important that you have people, somebodies that you can reach out to, because trading is such a lonely space. Trading is a individual sport per se. It's really an individual sport, and when you're at your own computer, at your own phone, in your own space, it is very much so an individualized sport. Okay. But it's also good to have somebody you can confer with who's looking at things maybe from a different perspective than you, who can see things maybe more clearly. Because when the emotions are moving and all the things are happening, sometimes you it's harder to see clear, right? If you zoomed in too close, you can't see the big picture. So sometimes you got to pull out and see, zoom out and see the big picture. All right. So it's always good to have a community for that, because a lot of times we don't have community, or if you don't have a community, you need to have a space where you got people you can talk to and people you can reach out to and commune with. That's why I believe our community is so great, because I've curated a space for people to be able to talk to each other, whether that's in the Telegram group as a group, or people can reach out, because I believe they do talk to each other in the one-on-one settings. You decide who you want to talk to, and you can hold more one-on-one conversation, or you can talk in the big group if you'd like. But I think it's important to have those trader friends. I mean, I got people I've met online that I would definitely call my friends, as much as, if not more so, than people I know in person and people I've met live. Y'all know how I felt about Jamie. I literally called Jamie my brother. I never met Jamie in person. never met Jamie in person, but Jamie and I talked on the phone and talked on Facebook and I mean Zoom, not Facebook. We talked on Zoom and Telegram probably as much as any set of friends would talk, or any brother and sister would talk. And I've never met him in person. I never did. But that's only one relationship of mine that I have, and I'm sure that you all have some of those same stories where there's people you've met online that are just a closer friend to you, if not closer than some of your family members. I've got some close family, close friends and family that I've met online, right? So definitely, it's always good to cultivate those relationships. Alrighty, so let's go look and see what's going on in this here pre-market. SPX is currently at 67.84. Closed yesterday at what, 6,800, right? Didn't it close around 6,800 yesterday? Just right around thereabouts. Let's go check what SPX did yesterday. SPX 67.74. Yeah, okay. It went up, it went back up there and then dropped down into the end of the day. The end of the day for me was a lot of emotions. I had to manage myself and my emotions and yesterday. So let's see what SPX did yesterday. I'm going to close off some indicators so the chart doesn't look so noisy. I want to have some stuff that doesn't seem quite as busy on here. I'm going to turn off VWAP. I'm going to leave VWAP on because I like to be able to show how price acted around VWAP. Oh goodness, but there seems to be a lot happening in there. Let me maybe turn off the moving average lines, because that still seemed to be a lot happening. Okay, there we go. Now we don't see as much. That's not as much stuff happening there now. Okay. First thing happened yesterday was SPX gapped up. SPX gapped up to the open, which was 67.78. It gapped up to there. It pulled down just a little bit into the gap, back into the gap, a little bit less than a quarter of the way. It was a big gap up because it gapped up from 67.20 to 67.78. So it gapped up about 50 points, right? And then it pulled down about 10, right? So a little bit less than 10%. And then it turned around and went back up. This opening range, you see my dotted lines here. That's the opening range. That's actually my 30-minute opening range. I'm going to turn that to a 30-minute chart so you can see. That's my 30-minute opening range. Maybe seems like this one here got moved. Okay. My 30-minute opening range there. You can see price stayed in the opening range a little bit. Then it finally, bumped out to the top side. I'm going to take us back to 15-minute chart now that I've got that set. Okay. Stayed in the opening range for all the way up till about 10:15. The 10:15 candle, it started to push out. It pushed out a little bit, took us up to 68.12, which was a high from the previous day, the 16th, actually 2 days ago. And then it fell down hard at 12 o'clock. This dropped. Like, where are you going? Dropped right back into the opening range. Like it was really going down for the count. Dropped into the gap some more, right? It went right back into the gap, got a little bit more of the gap down to 67.58, right? So now we're down to about 25% of the gap has been filled. It reversed again, went right back into the opening range, right? Then tapped out the top side. This is a lot of just going back and forth right here, okay? This is up, down, roller coaster riding going on here, all right? And then it couldn't stay up here. 68.05 is as high as it went, and then it fell back into the opening range, right back through it again. A lot of chop. That's what when you hear people talk about chop, that's what they're saying. When you're going up, down, this is just consolidation chop. Is all this is, right? And then fell out of the opening range for a little bit again, but I wasn't sure. This is just before power hour, and this is where I actually had 67.45, 67.50. I actually didn't even notice that pivot was there yesterday, because that would have given me a little more comfort as well. But I actually had 67.45, 67.50. I put this line here. This is the trade that I was in yesterday. We were in the copy trading and in the community. This was the trade we were in. And when this price dropped here, I wasn't sure if this is right at power hour. So this was my thinking, that I wasn't sure if the price was going to try to fill more of the gap, because it's power hour, and at power hour, price decides which way it's going, and it can keep going. I wasn't sure whether it was going to continue to come on down and say, oh, yep, I'm going to go in and fill some more of this gap, because all this gap was still waiting, and SPX don't like to leave a bunch of stuff behind. It likes to clean up. So I was like, is it going to fall some more into power hour? I wasn't sure, right? So since I wasn't sure, and it was falling like it had been reversing here, I wasn't sure if the opening range was going to hold it. So I decided to close our trade. My trading plan says if it gets to 3x what we take in premiums, then I would close it, and it did. So I closed our trade. Of course, right after closing it, y'all see this foolery? Right after closing it, it turned around and went back up. Trade ended up being fine, or it would have been fine, but that was a call. It was right at power, kind of like the perfect storm. It was power hour. It was a huge gap just below. It was all the things, right? So and I was managing copy trading, not just for my account, but for all the people who are copy trading. So where Arlissa probably would have waited and given it more space to see what would happen, that would have been me. But I was keeping in mind that I have 200 people, 200 accounts that are following. So that was, I'm going to take off the chart right now, because that's just the mental piece that had to go along with. There's that fine line. There's that fine line between me trading as I would trade as an individual person, and me trading when I'm carrying people along, right? There's that fine line. We have a trading plan for a reason, and I've talked about this. You've probably seen my videos where we've talked trading plan. The reason you write a trading plan when things are quiet is so you can have something to lean on when things are noisy. Yesterday at 3:00 was noisy. And when I say noisy, it's noisy. It's noisy. All of this is going. The price is falling. It's been falling. I'm looking at the chart. I know how to analyze charts. It's been falling since 1:30. And here it's been falling now an hour and a half. So I'm looking at the chart. I know we're back into the gap. I know that SPX likes to fill its gaps. I know it's power hour. We're getting ready to go into power hour, and power hour will pick a direction. And I'm going to have, I got the last opportunity to make a decision. And I'm not just deciding for me and my money. I'm deciding for all these people, who have also said, we trust your decision-making skills. Oh, and we've been doing copy trading for a week, by the way. So it ain't like we've been doing this a long time, and people are like, oh yeah, we've been riding with you a while. We know. No, we've been doing this a week. So all these people don't necessarily know me. My membership folks know me, so they'll ride along, and we at the end of it, we'll be like, oh shit, we should have left. But they know me. We've been together a long time, right? Copy traders, not so much. They looking, because after the fact, people definitely Monday morning quarterback you and be like, which happened already, because we should have left it. Well, yeah, we could have. But if I had left it and we lost, it'd be like, we should have got out. No matter which way you go, there's going to be a problem, right? So either way, I had to make the decision based on the trading plan that I wrote for myself. Because really, my husband reminded me yet again, you're trading your money. You're trading your money. And anybody who's copy trading is riding with you. So you need to trade your money. And keep that in mind. Yes, you got people. Yes, there's people who are following along, but you're trading your money. So trade your money the way you would trade your money. And I have to keep that nice balance. It's a balance, right? It's a balancing act. And every situation is different. That's really what I want to say, is that every situation is different. Because I knew that yesterday was like the perfect storm. We're right in front of OPEX, which OPEX has been more bearish, right? So we're right in front of OPEX. Even though it gapped up yesterday, price didn't go nowhere after it gapped up. It went to 68.12, and it couldn't stay up there. It couldn't stay up there yesterday, even though it gapped up and went up there a couple times. We really still saw that, even though even after that, it still went back up to VWAP again. If you see here, where price went back up to VWAP 67.89, and then it fell back off. Who knew how far it was going to fall off? Because it could definitely have kept falling. Either way, I mean, of course, we can always justify or see what happened. I'm gonna say I'm proud of myself. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm proud of myself. Cause our Lisa would have rolled this till the wheels fell off, all the way till it got to 67.50. But that's not always the way to do, all right? That's not always the way for me to do, because yeah, that's not always the way. So anyway, that was yesterday. The copy trading account, as I said yesterday, um, the copy trading account took a loss yesterday. I got a little screen, little slide. I made a post. I think I made the post this morning. The copy trading account took a loss. The loss was $75 per contract, which is good. Okay, how about that's better than max loss? How about that's better than max loss? Because max loss is 500. You think people would have been mad if we had lost 500? I promise you, they'd have been hot if we had lost 500. But we lost $75, so I consider that a win is a win. A win is a win. Today says that's what happens when you get out. It proves to be okay. When you want PCS, SPX goes down. It definitely. But you saw correct. AP 6800 was fine and it fell. Psychological still holds. Absolutely. Absolutely. The 6800, we were looking at that. 6800 would have probably been fine, and it was fine. I looked at 6800 as a as an alternate trade to pull in some more money. But then I was like, I had also kind of wrote in my trading plan that I wouldn't trade lottos in that account. And a lotto basically is where you're in power hour and you basically are, like tossing the ball in the ring, like, let's see where this goes. So 6800 really wouldn't have been like a lotto. But it would have been, it wouldn't have really been revenge trading either, because because we assessed what price was probably going to do. But I ended up not doing it, even though it would have gotten us some of the money back. We would have gotten about 50 of those $75 we lost. We would have got about 50 of those back. But this was the first loss. Yeah, first loss. We've been in there about a week. This was the first loss. $75. Julie said you executed exceptional discipline, and we all know how crucial that is for SPX. Yes, I that's why I say I'm proud of myself, because the discipline there is something we know is required for SPX, because SPX will snatch you. We already know she'll get you. And then at 4:00, you looking at yourself and want to throw your computer at the wall, because you look back and see where you should have left the party. Anybody been to a party and you can remember the exact minute where you should have took your purse and left, but you think back like, this is the time that I should have left this party because it went left after that. We can all look back at 4:00 like, this is really where I should have left. But I didn't want that to be us that early in the game. So here we are. We lost $75. That's something we can regain. So we live to trade another day. That's really what we're after. But I wanted to walk y'all through what happened. Okay. Cool. So let's see what's going on. Oh, I didn't turn on my other little screen, so I'll know what else is going on here. The VIX. Excuse me, y'all. Let me see about getting some water. The VIX is 1626 right now. Let me make sure it's updating. Turn off some stuff. Yeah, the VIX is at 1628 right now. Come on, Cletus. Am I freezed it? Oh, there we go. All right, that's where the VIX is right now, 1627. Inflation data wasn't convincing. Trump's team is still bragging. Yeah, nobody was convinced. I thought the CPI data yesterday would have been more bullish. I thought it would have been more bullish, and the price went up to 68, a little bit above 6,800, but you see it didn't close up there. People were like, not so much. So sure. Economists were just as quick to warn not to read too much of the better than expected CPI numbers. Yep. Stock futures rise as data leaves rate cut hopes intact. While Goldman still believes in Trump loyalists clash with Fannie and Freddie. That's the housing market people. Google Cloud lands a deal with Palo Alto approaching 10 billion. Okay, is it Kathy Woods or the other lady? The other leaving. Palo Alto Networks was heard as the U.S. begins a review of H2O sales and ever in stealing crypto. Are you serious? Stealing crypto 95. China debt boom. OpenAI's reportedly evaluation. United Health pledges operational changes after external audits. Somebody need to audit. Then people started calling me. Who gave out my phone number? I started getting all these phone calls from people offering me stuff based on what your insurance already covers it. First of all, how do you know what my insurance covers? And second of all, how did you get my number? Like, how are you calling me? First of all, and you got wrong things on here talking about you got this and this we can offer you. First you don't know what I have, and what are you talking about? And how did you get my number? Scam likely. Block. Don't even know where you came from. New York Fed President Williams says some technical factors distorted November CPI reading downward. Y'all came up with good numbers. How did it distort it downward? November consumer prices rose at a 2.7% annual rate, lower than expected. Trust these numbers? The economists say there's a lot of flaws in this delayed data. Flaws in the data. All right. This CNBC screen looks weird. This doesn't look like it normally looked. Did they change something on there? Okay, it's refreshing. Let's move on to what's here while that tries to refresh itself. Today we had FOMC member Williams speaking at 8:30. 10 o'clock, we've got existing home sales, University of Michigan consumer sentiment, inflation stuff at 10 o'clock. And Trump is going to speak at 9 o'clock tonight again. Wonder what the topic will be this evening. Wonder what country he'll talk about tonight. Wonder what country. My computer is acting up because it doesn't want to go. Data today, core PCE, we had that this morning. Employment trends at 10 o'clock, University of Michigan stuff is going, and then we got the speculative net positions. I don't need you. That's probably what's going. You taking up data. Okay, I wanted to see CNBC. It says it's going. Let's move on to Adam while that's deciding what it's going to do. Come on, show us Adam's numbers. Add to the stage. Yesterday was a gold mine for SPX and all about one level. 67.65 to 69 posted at 8 a.m. It's reclaimed C 68.17 We hit 68.17 high of day. We then back tested 67.65, 67.69, an incredible 7 times. Plan today is the same. 67.65 to 67.69 is support. It is weak, so watch your traps. It keeps 67.79, 67.90, and 68.05 alive. Again, just above 6,800. We're getting up there, but not able to really stay. Okay. Below 67.65, 67.69 is 67.60 and 67.42. Those are going to be your, if it drops below 67.65, right, then you're going to, it can go down to 67.60, 67.42. Put those numbers on your chart. Put those numbers on your chart, okay? The difference between ES and SPX is 53 points. So if you're looking at Adam's tweets, subtract 53 points because he's trading the ES and we trade SPX. If you're trading XSP, the range is 674 to 681. All right. If you're trading those two, 674 to 681. All right. 60. Okay. I already did that. Already talked about copy trading a little bit. I want to go back to CNBC. Let's go back to that screen so we can look at some pre-market information. More pre-market stuff. Looks like the Dow futures are down by 10, but S&P futures and NASDAQ futures are both up. NASDAQ futures rise. Okay, let's see. Come on, get it on the screen so everybody can see what I see while I'm talking about it. Dow futures down a little bit, down 7, right? Close enough to being unchanged. S&P futures up 7. NASDAQ futures is up. Oil and 10-year bonds are both green. NASDAQ futures rise as AI Trade tries to end the year on a high note. We do still want that. We do still want the Santa rally. We had a Thanksgiving rally. We can get a Santa rally. Come on, move it. We can still get it. We're a week away from Christmas. Over in Europe, we've got Stock 600 and CAC are both red. DAX and FTSE Milano are all green. Puma shares fall over 1% after Nike earnings rattle the markets. European stocks are soft. Japan stocks and bond yield jump after central bank hikes policy rate to highest in decades. Interestingly enough, I think Vinod might have put this in our chat. While we're reducing our rates, Japan's raising theirs. I wonder what that means. That's kind of maybe telling. We're reducing rates, they're raising theirs to the highest in decades. I guess they're seeing something different for inflation than we are. Don't know if they're seeing anything different, but they're doing something different is what's happening. All right. But that's Asia's all green over there. Crypto, everything's green over in crypto. Bitcoin is at 87,000 and some change, almost 88. Ethereum 2962, Solana 126, Dogecoin 12, and XRP 187. All right. We looked at we didn't look at earnings. I don't think we need to do that. E2T University. Then people graduated from E2T University. I graduated 31 people. Graduated 31 people from E2T University. 31 people graduated from E2T University, the first cohort. Oh my goodness. It was so nice. I was so excited because 31 people went through, y'all know it was 4 months ago, we were talking in the summertime, I guess, about starting E2T University. And we ran 12 weeks of training and learned all the things from charting, basics. Started with the basics and went all the way through strategies. And we have folks who stayed with us and rocked it all the way out. Some people started and didn't finish, but people have access to the information. If you did E2T University, you have access to that information from now until. You can go back and look at it all you want to, right? You can look at it over and over and over. And then everybody has the opportunity to either join the membership, join copy trading, take a class, or however you want to do, you can continue to engage with us and stay in our community. I would love to have you stay in our community, actually. So yes, 31 E2T University graduates from the first class of E2T University, had 31 people in it. Woo! Yes, yes, and yes. What could he possibly have to say tonight in 15 minutes on a Friday night? Has what, child? Okay, let's look at SPY. Let's see what the markets have for us this morning when we get started, okay? So 676 is where SPY closed yesterday. It's currently at 675.50. So it's about $1. Nope, not even $1. Yeah, it's about $1. SPY is about $1 below where it closed yesterday. About $1 below where it closed yesterday. So a little bit of small gap down open. Triple Q, on the other hand, closed at 609 yesterday, and it is currently at 611. So it's going to gap up at this point. We're about 25 minutes away. Going to gap up about $2. Unless something changes in the next 25 minutes, it will gap up. IWM closed yesterday at 248. It's current 248.70. It's currently at 249.20. So it's 50 cents higher. For those of you who are in my community, if you did a 1 DTE on IWM, you can set your close orders. You can set your close orders for IWM. Listen, IWM been the workhorse. IWM has been our 1 DTE workhorse. Overnight, that overnight theta decay got a little bit of movement up and down, but it's been paying quite nicely. Periodically, you got to shut one off, so you have to have a trading plan that says if the short leg is breaching, that chart don't show like it want to act right, you might have to close it up. I got a plan that says if it got 2x or 3x what I took in, I'll shut it down. But it's been doing its thing. It has been doing its good work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. We've got the membership. We're actually talking about a little first of the year challenge. First of the year challenge we're going to go with. I'm deciding on which one we like. I think we're going to do something that's a risk management based challenge, because we don't have a problem. Most people, now when I say we, I'm not talking about the member, I'm talking about the big we. Most of us don't have a problem with entering our trades. Almost everybody, none of us really have a problem with getting in. Where's our problem? Anybody know what the problem is? The problem is getting out. When do we get out? When do we exit? So we're going to have a risk management challenge. We have a risk management challenge. When do we get out short leg breached? Do we get out long leg breached? Do we get out based on the chart? Do we get out based on 2x, 3x of the money? What's our risk management? We're going to have a risk management challenge. I think that's going to be the most useful challenge for us, is the risk management challenge. Can we exit our trade and leave it like yesterday? Even though I left that trade and we only lost $75 yesterday, I still have looked back and said, should you have stayed? Should you have stayed? Should you have stayed? And I could see reasons to justify staying. I could also see more reasons to justify leaving. Right? I could see more reason to justify leaving. I could, and I did. We left, and I'm glad we did. I'm proud of myself for going, but I'm like, I could just because that's where we gonna have our challenge. Let's go. That's what we're going, because in 2026, if we really do very well with capital preservation, it's up from there. Talk about the final frontier, because we can't stay in stuff hoping our trade turn around, hoping it do right, because it will many times, but it don't always do right. But if we close a trade early enough, if you close it early enough with a small enough loss, then you've got the opportunity to put on more trades to recoup that money. But if we're in a trade watching, hoping it does right, we can't use that mental energy that it takes to put on a new trade. We can't use that energy because we're using it worrying about a trade that's still going. I'm talking about what I know. All right. So I'm talking to me. That's why I'm looking at the camera and looking at this screen, because I'm on this screen right here. I'm talking about what I know. The energy that it takes to watch a trade that you hope is going to turn around, you could use that same energy to enter another trade. And I've been in situations where the market was going down, down, down. What's today? Friday? What, Wednesday? Market's going down, down, down. But because I'm in a put credit spread, I can't even process call credit spread trades, which is really where I should be. I should be on the call credit spread side and riding the trend. I'm not even processing call credit spread trades because I'm thinking about the put credit spread trade and thinking about looking at the chart to see if there's something that's going to show me that it's getting ready to reverse. When I really could have just been in call credit spread trades and be locking them up with PDT hacks. I could be done with all this. But because I'm worried about something that may not happen, may or may not, I can't even ride with what is happening. It's this happening. On Wednesday, we had a nice red ride. We could have just rolled the red. And some people in my community did that. They just rolled the red, right? That's what we're going to have. Janae said we're going to have an RM challenge. There we go. That's our challenge, Janae. We're going to have an RM challenge in the membership. Our risk management. I will put together all of our criteria because that's what we need. We need some more risk, a more stronger risk management. That's what we need, some stronger risk management, RM challenge. Because if we can cut off our losses quicker, we already know how to win. We know how to lock in our profits. We know how to win. We know how to win. Where we need to practice the muscle, we need to practice and rehearse that closing. Closing when it's not. We need to practice that. That's going to be our challenge. That's going to be our challenge. Okay, y'all up for it? Now, you know you can join the membership. We've got free 7-day access to the membership. I was talking about that community earlier where you can hang out with us. And this community where you got somebody to talk to and confer with, especially when the times when it get haggard. It get haggard because yesterday it got a little haggard. You know, you need somebody to be able to call or text or something and say what you think. Okay. Membership, you can come do that with us. All right, let's do our prayer. We're about 15 minutes out from the market, and I try to be off here before the market opens. We are not doing live trading today because, first of all, I'm probably not going to trade today. I'm going to watch a little bit. I'm going to close up my trades that are here. I've got some weeklies I'm going to close up, and my dad is on his way to come see me. So I'm going to spend some time and energy with my daddy. And I don't want to be worried about this chart while I'm talking to my daddy. All right. So I'm going to leave that. All righty. E2T Traders Declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my account is growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use in my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth, the power to execute the plans, the power to do what we should do to make this money. It's you. It's really you. It's really you. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom, knowledge, patience, all those good things we need. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, and amen. All righty, everybody. We're going into the weekend, and we remember, let me remind you yet again, Today is OPEX day. OPEX means there's a whole bunch of stuff expiring. It's the end of the year. It's the end of the month. It's the end of the quarter. It's the end of the week. It's the end of a lot of stuff. Don't get yourself chopped up in the middle of everything that's happening. Okay, there will be so much going on in the market today, especially in SPX. Just be wise. Okay, be wise. If you just have to do something, maybe do it in your sim. If you're going to do it live, plan to do short. Like I'm in and I'm out. I'm in and I'm out. I'm in and I'm out. Don't try to be riding no stuff all day. This is not the day for that. Okay, this is not the day. Get your money and get gone. If you're going to get some, get it and get gone. All right. But yeah, let's do this. I'm going to do two things. Let's stay green and let's get this money. Let's end the week profitably. Let's get a few dollars and make it do what it do. All right. I'll see y'all in the market. Bye, everyone.